Kia ora and good morning and welcome to Storytime with Mrs. Craig today. It's so lovely to see you, and as you know, this week we are focusing on learning about dinosaurs, and I went into my toy box and look what I found. A whole selection of dinosaurs. I'm not very good at their names. I wonder if you know the name of that dinosaur. He's certainly got very sharp teeth. There's a really tall dinosaur here. I wonder if you know the name of that dinosaur. And then another favourite of mine was this very bright orange dinosaur, which also has very sharp teeth. So let's have a dinosaur story for us all to enjoy. Sit back and get ready to learn and to have fun listening to a story. Today's story is called There's a Diplodocus at the Door. Now, I don't know if you say Diplodocus or Diplodocus, but I'm going to call it a Diplodocus today. Let's see what happens. There's a Diplodocus at the door. And this week, you are going to get an opportunity to write a story about meeting a dinosaur, an imaginary story, of course. Or you can just write some brainstorm words around your picture on Tuesday about meeting a dinosaur. Diplodocus was a giant plant-eating dinosaur with a super long neck and tail. He lived around 150 million years ago, many millions of years before the first humans appeared. But just imagine if Diplodocus was alive today. How would he cope with modern life? I wonder how Diplodocus would feel about COVID-19 and staying at home. What if Diplodocus went to a restaurant? Diplodocus was a vegetarian, so he would order a big plate of salad, but with his long neck, Diplodocus could reach all the other tables. He could eat everything in sight without even moving his feet. Diplodocus had terrible table manners. He never chewed his food. He just swallowed leaves whole. And some of you might know the name of an animal that only lives on plants. It starts with H. If you said herbivore, you are right. So Diplodocus was a herbivore. He didn't eat meat. What if Diplodocus had a tummy ache? He might gobble up some stones to make him feel better. Lots of plant-eating dinosaurs swallowed stones. That's because they didn't chew their food. Instead, stones inside their tummies helped to grind up the leaves they ate. So instead of chewing their leaves, they went gulp, swallow, and then they would swallow stones to help grind up all the food. That's interesting. What if Diplodocus needed a shower? Diplodocus wouldn't fit in your shower, but he might just fit in a car wash. Diplodocus was 27 meters long. That's the length of 3 buses. And we know at school we have those brown rulers and they are 1 metre. And it says on here we would need 27 of them for Diplodocus. What is this one? What if Diplodocus used my loo? 1 Diplodocus poo would fill up the whole toilet. Imagine that. I'll just swap over here. I'll just move that out of the way so we can see. Ask him to go in the garden instead. Diplodocus poo was full of nutrients that would help the plants grow. So we don't want him pooing in the toilet. Tell him go do it out in the garden because it helps the plants grow. What if Diplodocus lived in the garden? He'd eat all of the plants, even the prickly ones. So watch out, Mum's prize rose. Can you see the thorns on Mum's prize rose? They wouldn't bother Diplodocus. But he'd help collect leaves in autumn. His piggy teeth would act just like a rake. So he's got teeth like little pigs that would help scoop up all of the leaves. What if Diplodocus went to the zoo? Well, he'd be the biggest and the heaviest of all the animals. Diplodocus weighed as much as the largest an elephant. That's 12 tons. Diplodocus's neck was 3 times longer than a giraffe's. That's 6 meters long. That's 6 of our big, long wooden rulers at school that we use at rapu time, 6 of those to make his neck. A zebra is just half the height of Diplodocus, but their heads are the same size. So although he's a huge creature, he doesn't have a big head. Interesting. Oh, this page looks good. Let's see what it says. What if Diplodocus went to a firework display? Diplodocus wouldn't worry about the noise. He could be just as loud himself. When he cracks his tail like a whip, it can be heard 10 kilometers away. Diplodocus used this noise to scare away predators, but he was too big for most dinosaurs to attack anyway. And can you see all the Guy Fawkes, the fireworks up there? Who knows what day Guy Fawkes Day is, because it's coming up in November. Ready? I'll give you a clue. Rima. It is number 5. The 5th of November is Guy Fawkes. And if Diplodocus was watching those fireworks, he would just whip his tail and that would scare everybody away. What if Diplodocus had a birthday party? Diplodocus could live to be 100 years old. That's a lot of candles to blow out. Not many humans get to live to 100 years old, so that's a very old age. What if Diplodocus needed a job? Well, Diplodocus would be very useful on a building site. If he reared up on his hind legs, he could reach almost 10 meters up. That's about 3 stories high. And you can see that he's on his hind legs, and hind means his back legs. That's right, kapai, if you said hind means his back legs. Diplodocus's skeleton. Oh, can you see that nice and close? It's hard to get them all in. Gosh, his head does look small there, doesn't it? He's got a bulky body, peggy teeth, tiny skull, long neck, spikes down his back, strong hind legs, and a long whip-like tail. Everything we know about Diplodocus comes from fossils, skeletons that have been left in the ground for thousands and thousands of years. Scientists can look at fossils to work out how dinosaurs lived in the past. This means we know lots about dinosaurs, even though no one has ever seen one. And that's the end of our story today. And on the back page, we have a passport, and it's a Diplodocus passport. It says, "My name means double beam. This refers to the shape of the bones in the tail. My weight is 12 to 15 tons. My length is 27 meters. My height is 3 meters to the shoulder. My habitat," can you remember what habitat means? That's where he lives, in the woods and the forest. "And my diet," that means what he eats, "is ferns, leaves, and pine needles." And those are the vegetables, the leaves he eats, because he is a herbivore. Who can remember what a herbivore meant? Kapai, that means he only eats vegetables. Now I'm having a look here. Is that Diplodocus? Too short a neck. Let's have a look at this one. Is this Diplodocus? No. Is this Diplodocus? No. Golly, I don't think I have one. Is this Diplodocus? No, I wonder if you've got a Diplodocus in your home. Whoa, this is a very interesting looking one. This one has got some hind legs that move and front legs that move. Is that Diplodocus? No. What about this one? Aha! He's got a little head like Diplodocus, but what has he not got that Diplodocus has got? He hasn't got a big whipping long tail, and he hasn't got a really long neck. And I think that's, oh, there's one just hiding under here. Is this Diplodocus? His legs move, his hind legs move, and his front legs, and he even winds up this one. I think he used to be able to walk. I wonder if you know the name of that one. So you're going to have lots of fun this week working on dinosaurs and doing your learning about dinosaurs. I can't wait to see it, and thanks so much for listening to my story today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Haere rā.